646.
All I need is one mic.
Reparations Now has been a rallying cry in this country and around the world for decades. But the demand has taken on new urgency with growing momentum on the issue led by the state of California, which has completed an extensive study and put forth recommendations to enact reparations. California's reparations actions have huge nationwide implications. The California Task Force was the first of its kind in the nation, and the states of New York and Colorado recently voted to take on the issue. Dozens of cities from coast to coast, including San Francisco, Boston, Los Angeles, and Detroit, have started their own reparations commissions. One of the first known reparationists was Callie House, who toured the nation advocating for reparations in the 1890s. But never in this nation's history has the movement to heal the harms of enslavement, institutionalized racism, and the system of white supremacy seemed so strong. The topic remains untouchable for most elected officials, and the call for reparations has not yet garnered widespread public support. Polling shows that most Californians agree that black fellow citizens are still suffering from the damage done by slavery and Jim Crow, but they still do not support cash reparations. The California Legislative Black Caucus has introduced a package of proposals for bills that do not include 1 penny of cash compensation, restitution, or repair. Governor Newsom and other lawmakers have distanced themselves from the concept of cash payments. While Newsom is right, cash alone will not repair our collective harm, the state's goofy legislative package ignoring monetary payments is disingenuous. California lawmakers need to step up and put a reparations bill for cash payments on the table. The issue of how it is funded, the timeline, or whether it impacts our current budget challenges can be addressed. But we must strike while the iron is hot, or the window of opportunity will pass us by. If you agree that it's time for our lawmakers to add a bill enacting cash payments to their lineup, call them at 916-319-3868 and say, if it doesn't include cash, it ain't reparations. That's 916-319-3868. Tell him Callie House sent you. From Bruce's Beach to the California Task Force, the Golden State is a trailblazer when it comes to reparations. The world is watching. We must rise to the historical moment and set a precedent for cash payments along with legislative remedies and policies addressing the systemic badges of slavery and Jim Crow. We must insist on measures significant enough to help close the racial wealth gap. California must stand for cash, and the time for reparations is now. For KBLA Talk 1580, I'm Dominique DePrima. We welcome your comments.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Your home with the eyes in the front and the back of the head to chase away
Why is it that we're seeing all of these stories of avoidance coming back after a no contact rule?
The no contact rule.
No contact rule.
No contact rule will work 99% of the time.
Exactly why no contact always works.
Well, over the years, I have found it incredibly useful to distill each of the insecure attachment styles down to their core wound. And doing this can actually give us an idea or a direction to head into understanding why the no contact rule tends to be so effective on avoidance in particular. So let's start with the basics. There are 4 core attachment styles: the secure attachment style, the dismissive avoidant attachment style, the anxious attachment style, and the fearful avoidant attachment style. But only 3 of those 4 attachment styles are considered insecure: dismissives, anxious, and fearful avoidance. Now, each of these 3 insecure attachment styles, in my opinion, has a specific core wound. Think of the core wound as the ultimate trigger. When something brushes up against the core wound of an insecure attachment, it will trigger that insecure attachment to become, well, more insecure. So the core wound of a dismissive avoidant often revolves around this fear of losing independence. An anxious person's core wound typically centers on the fear of loss or abandonment. Meanwhile, someone with a fearful avoidant attachment style exhibits both of these core wounds. But we're structuring this entire discussion about dismissive avoidance, specifically as it relates to the no contact rule. And for that, we really need to take the dismissive avoidant core wound and pick it apart and really understand that there's an interesting paradox that lies at the heart of almost every single avoidant. Individuals with this attachment style often emphasize their self-sufficiency and preference for emotional distance. After all, according to page 118 of Attached, avoidance mistakes self-reliance for independence. Yet, despite this, they possess a deep and rich inner life, often filled with fantasies and idealizations of a perfect relationship. Now, this aspect of avoidant behavior is often overshadowed by their outward behavior, which typically showcases the independence and detachment. Yet inside, they're constantly yearning for this idealized version of a relationship, this fantasy life or this fantasy partner. And I think that's what people get wrong about avoidance. Here, I'll prove it to you. This is one of the most popular videos I ever made on avoidance. Take a look at the comments. What's interesting is you're going to notice...
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason back in the building with another slaptastic topic. Listen, if nothing else, right? If nothing else, you guys should be approaching relationships entirely different now. After nearly 400 episodes of The Voice of Reason, you guys should be looking at relationships entirely different now. Listen, it's human nature, right? People are afraid to have real conversations to the point where, oh, well, we need to wait a little while before we have this conversation. And you know the reason why that is, y'all. I don't want to run this person off. I don't want this person to leave, right? Can't get too real too soon, or, you know, the chances of this relationship lasting, you know, it won't happen, right? But then at the same time, there's this paradoxical idea that says, don't waste my time. But in a lot of ways, we waste time pantomiming like we're good people, pantomiming like we don't have any issues or problems, right? In the beginning of the relationship, the honeymoon period is really the performative period. We got to recontextualize that. We got to change that. The honeymoon period is really the performative period. This is when we're on our P's and Q's, when we're on our best behavior, when we're fronting like we cool. But really, we're just delaying the inevitable. Why do you say that, Zoe? Because relationships are more spiritual than they are social. Now, the social piece gives us social mobility. Oh, you went to school. Oh, you have a degree. Oh, your career is this. You work here. Oh, you're responsible for that. That lets us know, oh, okay, they can afford dinner. Oh, okay, their driver's license is not expired. Oh, okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, that lets us know that stuff, right? But what people fail to realize is the spiritual aspect is coming up in the relationship, seeping through the masks, seeping through the performance, right? What if you recognized early on, hey, this ain't gonna, no, this is not gonna work. Now, I want you to listen very deep here. Most people do that based on fear. Oh God, they're not gonna be able to give me what I signed up for. So fear, in a lot of ways, is most people's personal advisor. This person looks dusty. This person looks broke. Do you get what I'm saying? So most people are letting fear dictate relationship decisions. I just want somebody where I could just be cool. Okay. But you do know that the nice guy, in many contexts, is toxic. Right? Being nice is a survival strategy. Right? Well, bees understand it. You get more bees when you got honey. Honey, pollen, flowers, bees are around. Any of that is not around, then it doesn't work. So you get what I'm saying? So a lot of men try to use niceness in order to attract women. It's a strategy. So not all nice men are actually nice. This is a technique. In much the same way as a narcissist may pantomime empathy, right? Some men pantomime niceness. Where's all this going? Well, it leads us to our topic today. And our topic is a good one, man. No contact. When should you go no contact after a relationship has ended? Now, this is a show that I was planning on doing many months ago, and I never got around to it, and it finally came back up today, right? And I think it's an important one. We live in a narcissistic society. We already understand that. That's a base rule. But here's a problem with it as it pertains to no contact. More people think that, people shouldn't have access to me. My energy is so valuable and my presence is so meaningful that not everybody should have contact with me. First off, if you're spiritually immature, you ain't gonna be able to help it. If you're fearful and you got a lot of unhealed wounds, even if you limit contact, the people that do get through will be the lesson you've been trying to avoid. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Hey, get to your phone lines. Call me. When should you go no contact? And if you have to go no contact, the question then arises, what did you do to contribute to a relationship environment, right, that got so bad that you had to go no contact? Tonight's topic, no contact. When should you go no contact after a relationship has ended? When should you go no contact after the relationship has ended? How do you effectively enforce the no contact rule with your ex? True or false? No contact forces your ex to feel the full repercussions of breaking up. Now, let me just say this. There are a lot of goofies out there on the internet who think going no contact will bring your significant or your ex-significant other back. I don't subscribe to that, and I don't suggest that anybody do that. I think no contact is about peace, or at the very least, quiet, right? So you can cultivate some peace. Because sometimes people just want to be messy. People just want to be. First off, this what I wish this was Sirius XM so I could cuss. What I really want to say is sometimes people, men and women, know they don't want you, but they will hold on to you until they get comfortable somewhere else. See, for me, that's a no contact situation. If you know you don't want to be with somebody, let it be known and then go no contact. How about it? Don't hold on to a situation because it's familiar, right? Because it has something that you still value. Don't do that. That's unfair to yourself. That's unfair to the new person you're trying to get to know. And that's unfair to the person you're holding on to knowing you don't want to be there. So if you don't want to be there, then let it organically phase out the way it's going to do. No contact means that. When should you go? No contact. Don't try to go no contact to get your partner back. Please don't do that. That's desperate and that's thirsty. You should use that time to work on self, to heal self, to reconcile with yourself the mistakes you've made in the relationship and start doing something to better yourself. Don't be, this gonna make them miss me. Listen, you can't make nobody miss you who didn't respect you. You can't make nobody miss you who didn't want you. Do you know there are a lot of people out there who don't want good people? Say what, Zoe? Huh? Yes, I'll say it again. There are a lot of people out there who simply don't want good people. They might not just want, it's not that they don't want good people. They just might not want you. And that's okay. 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, the voice of reason, opening up the phone lines. Let's talk about it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
That alternative mix, MJ. Man, y'all better stop playing with Michael Jackson, man. Y'all better stop playing. That dude is in a class all by himself now. Come on. The VOR in my playlist. You already know what it is. My playlist is my co-host. We got an amazing topic tonight. And we have full lines. Callers want to talk about this because this is heavy stuff, right? And I really want you guys to dig into this, right? Because a lot of people have a difficult time, and rightfully so. Like, if you really care about somebody, you really love somebody, you don't want to go no contact, right? You really don't want to do that because when you love and care about somebody, it's not just intimacy in the sense of sex and physicality, right? There's friendship, there's camaraderie, there's there's teamwork, and it's hard to be like, I can't talk to you no more, right? It has to be really toxic for it to get to that space, right? And I think when you're at a certain level of toxicity, right? When you're no longer valued as a person, when you're no longer heard as a person, when you're no longer seen as a person. Dr. Mark Goulston talked about unconditional positive regard. Now, Dr. Mark Goulston didn't create this term. This was created by a 19th century psychologist, psychoanalyst. And when unconditional positive regard is gone, somebody said Carl Jung, could be, yes. When unconditional positive regard has left, that can create a toxic environment in the relationship where you're not even a person anymore. You used to be a person, but now you're a zombie in this relationship. And that might be a good time, maybe to consider cutting ties with a person, right? And it shows the ephemerality, right, of what people claim as love. Like, you'll be with somebody for years and they'll be like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But then when they switch and change and get with somebody else, they treat you like they never loved you before. Which for me, I explain to people, I say, you're not in love then. That's not love. Love does not operate like that. Love is a song that never stops singing. And this, you're romanticizing love. No, I'm not. I'm saying most of us have not reached the level of consciousness to actually experience what we're calling love. It might be attachment. It might be limerence. It might be a whole host of other things. But unconditional love, when I come forward, we're going to talk about going no contact.
I'm not supposed to do. And I say it ain't right if I can't get sweet love to you. I'm tired of thinking what my life's supposed to be. Soon enough, darling, this love will be reality. How can you live, girl?
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser says the city will keep supporting a high-impact tutoring program that was previously paid for by federal funding. The mayor announced that nearly $5 million to support the program has been set aside in the city budget. Bowser, who is black, also announced funding of other education initiatives, including $22 million to support education and health programs at Ward 5's Advanced Technical Center. The mayor says her budget will increase school funding by about 12% this year. City leaders are using millions of dollars to fast-track rapid housing in Atlanta. The city council approved a measure to use $3 million from its Affordable Housing Trust Fund for units that will help take people off the streets. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens, who is black, has a goal of adding 20,000 affordable housing units by the end of the decade. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Drought, war, and rising food prices have doubled the number of families facing malnutrition. You can help. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
All I need is one mic.
Reparations Now has been a rallying cry in this country and around the world for decades. But the demand has taken on new urgency with growing momentum on the issue led by the state of California, which has completed an extensive study and put forth recommendations to enact reparations. California's reparations actions have huge nationwide implications. The California Task Force was the first of its kind in the nation, and the states of New York and Colorado recently voted to take on the issue. Dozens of cities from coast to coast, including San Francisco, Boston, Los Angeles, and Detroit, have started their own reparations commissions. One of the first known reparationists was Callie House, who toured the nation advocating for reparations in the 1890s. But never in this nation's history has the movement to heal the harms of enslavement, institutionalized racism, and the system of white supremacy seemed so strong. The topic remains untouchable for most elected officials, and the call for reparations has not yet garnered widespread public support. Polling shows that most Californians agree that black fellow citizens are still suffering from the damage done by slavery and Jim Crow, but they still do not support cash reparations. The California Legislative Black Caucus has introduced a package of proposals for bills that do not include 1 penny of cash compensation, restitution, or repair. Governor Newsom and other lawmakers have distanced themselves from the concept of cash payments. While Newsom is right, cash alone will not repair our collective harm, the state's goofy legislative package ignoring monetary payments is disingenuous. California lawmakers need to step up and put a reparations bill for cash payments on the table. The issue of how it is funded, the timeline, or whether it impacts our current budget challenges can be addressed. But we must strike while the iron is hot, or the window of opportunity will pass us by. If you agree that it's time for our lawmakers to add a bill enacting cash payments to their lineup, call them at 916-319-3868 and say, if it doesn't include cash, it ain't reparations. That's 916-319-3868. Tell them Callie House sent you. From Bruce's Beach to the California Task Force, the Golden State is a trailblazer when it comes to reparations. The world is watching. We must rise to the historical moment and set a precedent for cash payments along with legislative remedies and policies addressing the systemic badges of slavery and Jim Crow. We must insist on measures significant enough to help close the racial wealth gap. California must stand for cash, and the time for reparations is now. For KBLA Talk 1580, I'm Dominique DePrima. We welcome your comments.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chucha's opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chucha's Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Get up.
The effect of no contact on the narcissist. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I know all about the effect of no contact on the narcissist because, as you know, I am one. Well, a narcissistic psychopath, to be entirely accurate. I'm an amalgam of somebody that has narcissistic personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder. And it's great being me. But it's not so great when somebody decides they're going to implement a no-contact regime against me. How rude. I have an extensive reach, access to considerable resources of a variety of different kinds and particular skill sets. Not all of my brethren have that ability, and that is why that whilst there are those that talk about the fact that the narcissist will be hell-bent on your destruction, they often get that wrong. The reason is, there is undoubtedly instances where we do make the lives of our victims considerably difficult, crushing them almost, driving them into the dust at every turn. But across the spectrum of ensnarements, those are but a proportion of them. The vast majority actually don't involve such wanton destruction. Why? Well, in some instances it's quite simply that it isn't required because you serve a purpose to us being kept ticking over rather than being rendered incapable and inoperable. In other instances it's quite simply this: we can't get to you, or should I say, other members of the Brethren can't get to you. And, in so doing, whilst you have concerns about, well, if I go no contact, what will be the reaction? What will happen if I impose this stringent no contact regime? How will the narcissist react to it? Of course, your own emotional thinking wants you worrying about what the narcissist is going to do next. It wants you panicking, anxious, fearful, because that will keep you thinking about the narcissist. It will keep you talking about the narcissist.
Pause.
It may...
Do you see how important it is? If you're going to go no contact, it can't be from the perspective or the position of, I want them to react. I want them to do something. You can't give a hell about what they going to do or how they going to feel or you. And I'm not saying everyone is a narcissist. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you decide to go no contact, it has to be straight up and down. I'm not talking to you no more. Period. Point blank. Period. See, this is why you shouldn't take this decision lightly. Do you understand? Like, everybody has the potentiality to grow and evolve into this amazing human being. But if you got somebody that's draining your energy and pulling off of you, and do you understand what I'm saying? You don't have the necessary resources that are required to build yourself from the inside out. So sometimes you simply got to walk away with no intent to turn back. Like this weirdo dude that's talking right now, like he's on an anonymous video, like he's saying, you can't do it from the perspective of, now let me see what they gonna do. Damn what they gonna do. Damn them. You got to be Samuel L. Jackson. And I hope they all burn in hell. You got to do that. If you decide to do that, you can't play with it. Go ahead, let it finish.
Wants you worrying about what the narcissist is going to do next. It wants you panicking, anxious, fearful, because that will keep you thinking about the narcissist. It will keep you talking about the narcissist. It may even cause you to try and monitor the narcissist or approach the narcissist to say, look, I don't mean any harm, but I don't want anything to do with you any longer. Please just leave me alone. All of those are breaches of no contact and are mistakes, and there'll be all the various downsides accompanying the devil's pitchfork as a consequence of those relevant breaches. And if you impose a total no-contact regime, you don't have to worry about what the narcissist is going to do because the narcissist can't get to you. If you're concerned that you're going to be on the receiving end of bile-filled, hate-infused emails, you ensure that no emails can reach you. What you don't read can't hurt you. If you're
Hey, doesn't he sound like the architect from The Matrix? We have become exceedingly proficient at destroying Zion. You have a choice. You can either go through that door and save the love of your life, and Zion will be destroyed, or you can. That's how he sounds. But I'm playing these clips to just give you guys an idea about tonight's topic. No contact. Sometimes we play with no contact, right? Because again, we want to elicit some type of response. Listen, when somebody shows you not who they are, but if somebody shows you that they don't value you, they don't acknowledge you, they don't approve of you, they don't appreciate you, you have very little worth to them. To me, that justifies going no contact. The aftermath of a relationship's demise often leaves individuals grappling with a myriad of emotions, ranging from heartache to uncertainty. In the quest for closure and emotional healing, the concept of implementing the no contact rule emerges as a pivotal strategy. This rule, though seemingly straightforward in its premise, delves into the intricate dynamics of human relationships, ego preservation, and personal growth. Now, like I said, if you're gonna do it, you gotta commit to it. Does that make sense? All right, let's get these callers in here. Sean, Oakland, California, you're first online. Talk to us. What are your thoughts about tonight's topic?
Oh, my goodness, Zoe, what a beautiful, this is very important. And so you said Samuel, so you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you. And this is the dichotomy we have between, cutting someone completely off from, a relationship. But what is happened is, however the relationship, and it could be guy or girl, right? It could be whoever brought negativity and just something I couldn't take it anymore into my life at any age group, because we've all been dissed. I've been married a long time, but I was dissed way back in the day. Mm-hmm. And so, no, when that happens, they're going to do it again. It's like someone who abuses someone or hits someone, they're going to do it again, unless they get serious treatment and that kind of thing. So when it comes to just cutting someone completely off, I think it's the best thing you can possibly do. The best thing you could possibly do. Don't say anything or do anything, try to get them back, because that is gone. And sometimes you have to move on. Sometimes you got to move forward. Sometimes you got to realize, you know what, in the long stretch of life, you don't want negative stuff in your building. You don't want negative stuff in your house, in your domicile. You can't, because it's not going to be productive, and you're going to just be battling a drama. And by the way, you don't really want drama in your own house. You don't want drama in your own family, because life will give you enough drama you got to deal with. And you want to have that person that can deal with it with you, like a teammate. And that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, I think there's lots of episodes where you got to cut it off. And by the way, it'll be the best decision you make in your life.
Man, I love it, Sean. Guess what you just did, my friend?
Brother, I brought Oakland in the building, brother.
Town business is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, talk to me. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Austin, Texas, LA, get up in here. I want to know your POV.
Is it good to you? More voice of reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
LADWP is proud to partner with KBLA to share with you how to start the new year without bill worries. We're here to help if you're behind on your bill or need help staying current. Sign up anytime online for Level Pay to set predictable monthly payments throughout the year, including for past due amounts. You can also check out the special extended pay arrangements of up to 48 months to help pay down your bill. If you're a senior or income qualified, you may be eligible for Easy Save to receive discounts and also qualify for free and discounted energy and water saving devices. You can get up to $15,000 for past due water and or sewer bills and up to $3,000 for electric bills. But you gotta act fast. Funding is limited. You can reduce your past due bills and kick off the year right, because here at LADWP, we're here to help. Visit ladwp.com/cares today and find out more. Are you tired of being stuck without internet access? Connect and go with LA County Library. It's simple. Visit your local LA County Library location and borrow a hotspot for free to get Wi-Fi wherever you are.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit lafla.org. lafla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's too hard to get over. It's too low to get under. You're stuck in the middle. The pain is thunder. It's too hard to get over. It's too low to get under. You're stuck in the middle. The pain is thunder. Mama say, mama say, help me singing. I said you wanna be starting something. You got to be starting something. I said you wanna be starting something. You got to be starting something. Too hard to get over. You're too low to get under. You're stuck in the middle. And the pain is thunder. Too hard to get over. You're too low to get under. You're stuck in the middle. And the pain is thunder. I took my baby to the doctor with a fever, but nothing he found. By the time it's in the street, they said she had a breakdown. Someone's always trying to start my baby crying. Talk is feeling lying, saying you just want to be starting something. So you wanna be starting something. You got to be starting something. So you wanna be
Ladies and gentlemen, my playlist is my co-host. Hey, I'm warning you, don't go. No contact if you don't want to be starting something. Yeah, MJ and these special mixes are crazy tonight. We got callers from all over the country. Let's get them in here. Tommy from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Get in here, brother. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
What up, Zoe, man?
What's up,
How
good
you
brother?
doing?
How are you, my brother? You good?
Man, I'm all right, man. Yeah, man, I'm real good, man. Hey, before we get started with the topic, you still do the Mansion Show?
I do.
Oh man, I got to check that out again, man. We need you back over there at 5150 so you can get Corey back on the leash, man.
No, man. Hey, but listen, you
I know
gotta
you're busy doing your thing,
stay
though.
on topic.
All right, but I think it's a good thing to go no contact with your ex, man. I don't think you should be in contact with nobody that, you know what I'm saying, that you're not dealing with. You know, once you leave a relationship, you should leave it, leave it in the past. Unless you got kids or something like that. And even then, once a kid gets a certain age, there's really no need to talk to a mother. You know, I got a almost teenage son, and I don't really talk to his mom. We ain't really got nothing to talk about. I just feel like, I want to holler at my son, and I don't really need you for anything like that unless he's sick or hurt or something like that, or he done passed on. So, yeah, it's I don't know.
But Tommy,
for me,
can I offer this?
Yeah, what up?
When you have a child, right? And child gets to a certain age, whatever, right? Child's growing up, whatever developmental stage the child is in, right? Don't you think it's beneficial for the child to see his mother and father on good communicative terms?
Oh yeah, absolutely it is. But sometimes it's not the reality. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes you got to step back from that situation because.
Agreed. If you can't fix it, if you don't have the tools to fix it, 100%, I agree.
Yeah, because once you start capitulating to what people want you to do, it's like, oh, you ain't kissing my ass no more. Well, I'm gonna make your life.
You can't cuss on the radio, bruh. We live on the radio, bruh. I'm just letting you know, we live, brother. Terrestrial radio. Go ahead, finish.
I really apologize. But yeah, once you make people upset and you don't do what people want you to do anymore, you just gotta, I feel like I'd rather be in my son's life in this capacity than not be in his life at all by going back and forth with her, arguing with her, just making things messy. My son don't need to see that because eventually he's going to be a man.
Agreed.
And he's going to think, oh, this is how I handle women, by going back and forth, yelling, cussing, all that. It's not necessary. You just got to step back. And, it's a messed up situation. I never thought that I wouldn't be in my son's life every single, physically every single day. I talk to him on the phone every day and all that, but I just see him on the weekends for the most part. But, sometimes you just got to make that sacrifice and, just make the best of a bad situation.
Agreed. Well, it's kind of like the lesser of two evils. But, hey, listen, I'm with you, brother. As long as you're in your son's life, I'll give you a little bit of advice. Don't speak negative to him about his mom.
Oh, yeah, never.
Yeah, man. Just whatever time you spend with him, pour into him. Pour into him your knowledge, your wisdom, your experience, your successes, your losses. Tell him how your losses make you feel and how they make you adjust. Be transparent with him. I'm probably telling you everything you already doing anyway, because I could tell you're a good brother, man. But I appreciate you calling in all the way from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Gap Band, come on, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Let's get Nzinga from Pensacola, Florida in here. Nzinga.
Hey, good evening. Can y'all hear me?
Yes. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
This is a good topic. I don't think you can properly assess a relationship until you're out of it. You can't really, it's kind of like the forest from the trees. Once you get out of it, you can turn around and see, how massive it was. And so if you don't take that no contact time, or some people jump into something else, you can't see yourself and, like you were saying, see the mistakes that you made. I mean, it's even like when when you're on the phone with customer service, when you're done, they send you a survey. How did we do? They can't send you that survey when you're on the phone with the person, or sometimes they can, because sometimes it's a bad representative.
I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm letting you ride. Go ahead.
No. Well, and it's even like college classes. You audit your professor after you're done. They want to know, how did they do? especially with like adjunct professors, they want to know how did they do and stuff like that. So, and even my dad told me I was when I was real young, I had was my best friend, and he was like, and we kind of stopped talking, and he was like, well, tell me about what happened, because now is the time that you can tell me because you're out of it, and you can actually look at it for what it was. And so I think the no contact is very, very important. People try to, don't even look at them on social media. Like sister, who was that sister in the chat? It starts with an E. She was saying she blocks immediately. Sometimes you need to do that because, that's why people sometimes I think they go back to each other because you're looking at social media, you're looking at them here, you're looking at them there, and you kind of start reminiscing. And you can get right back into that cycle that you probably don't even need to be in. So I think, like I said, the no contact is I think it's important. And sometimes it needs to happen like right away.
I love it. I love
pull
it.
the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Nzinga, guess what you just did?
I brought Pensacola in the building.
Pensacola, Florida is in the building. Where is your city? Call me, 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, more from this robust discussion.
Baby crying,